Hey guys, this is Frenzy. Bringing you a game from IEM New York between EGAxslav spawning as the red Protoss in the left position and Fruitdealer spawning as the yellow Zerg in the top position. This is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss on Terminus, RE, SE, whatever the one is with the destructible rocks. And these are actually kind of interesting spawning positions. We have closer ground positions which kind of favor the Protoss, but we have closer by air positions which generally favors a Mutalist play if Fruitdealer goes that route. So we'll have to see what players actually do, and also if he goes for Warp Prisms or Stargate can also favor the Protoss in this position. Basically, close, very, very close by air. This main base is going to be extremely close to the Zerg's third base, which can actually favor Stargate plays a lot. But at the same time, the main is very close for the Zerg to be able to harass with Mutalists, to do drops. So we'll have to see. This probe is actually going to scout the Zerg last, so we'll not be able to block any expansion from coming up for Fruitdealer. Likewise, we're going to see this Forge. I'd like to see a Forge, Nexus, and then a Cannon. I think you're pretty safe on this map to assume that the Zerg is going to go for Hatch first. And actually another probe being sent out, so he might actually want a Cannon rush offensively. With this, generally when you see two probes, they want to find their opponent's base as quickly as possible to see if that 15 hatch actually went down. And we do see a gas coming up now for Fruitdealer, so this could actually be kind of scary if EGAxslav does decide to Cannon rush, which I would love to see that right now. Just blocking off this area with some pylons possibly. Be very, very nice. But it looks like this drone is going to be following this probe around, already getting ready to go against that cannon rush. But this spawning pool just got started. There's such a nice timing here for cannons to actually get up. And we do see the second probe coming in, so we could definitely see a cannon rush. And he's very safe to actually do this. And it looks like there will be a pylon coming down. And the drone is going to scout that pylon. It looks like 2 extra drones are going to be sent immediately to try to deal with this. And it will probably send a few more as soon as that cannon actually gets started. But it looks like just a cancel and he's going to go right back home. Just something to try to get a response out of the Zerg. I don't really think that was that great. But nonetheless, now he's going to be able to get his expansion up. Only lost 25 minerals, but I don't know, I don't think you should have sent out 2 probes if you weren't planning on doing it, but nonetheless, here we go. We have the cannon coming up, and the Nexus a little over halfway done. Now we see the Zerglings coming out here for Zerg. Going to be able to scout this Forge Fast Expand along with this Overlord. Can pretty much scout anywhere until the Cybernetics Core gets finished and some sort of a anti-air unit comes up. Now we see this third base, and I'm going to be interested to see if any or both players go for air units because of these close by air positions. So we see this Overlord just trying to get a good scout before the Cybernetics Core actually does come up. He needs to find a place for this Overlord to actually sit now, though, that the Cybernetics is done. We see Zergling speed just coming down now. A lot later Zergling speed than we saw in Fruitdealer versus Elfie's games. And now we do see the Stargate coming up, so he is going to go for that third base and try to deny this third base with this quick Stargate pressure. But I think that Fruitdealer should be able to deal with this. He is dropping down to Evolution Chamber, so he will be able to throw down a Spore Crawler at this third base and be just fine against any early Void Ray pressure that we probably will see. So we see 6 Zerglings being produced now. I don't actually know why, probably just this one Zealot, but one Zealot isn't really that scary. if modeled correctly, like a queen and two Zerglings can actually take down this Zealot, so I think a little bit of an overreaction, but I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. We see the layer's about 3/4 of the way done, and he is adding in his gas geysers as we speak. And we see that Spore Crawler coming down just in time for this Void Ray to actually get produced, as well as the Overlord got sent in to scout for this Stargate. So a Void Ray is going to get up, kill off this Overlord, and go over to the third base, which will have a Spore Crawler in it. Is not adding in a Spore at any of his natural or main base, which is kind of interesting considering this is not connected with Creep quite yet. And this Void Ray trying to do some damage, won't be able to get any kills on those drones. And we do see his Phoenix follow up with this. I don't really know if that's the right decision or not. He is going to be pretty defended versus Stargate. You already know that you're forcing Hydras out of your opponent. I feel like going Colossus fast from this is probably the right choice, which he is dropping down his Robo Facility. But he could also drop down another Robo Facility. He could drop down a couple more gateways. I feel like these are going to be actually wasted Phoenixes. Although Graviton Beam is pretty strong, only going one Stargate Phoenix can get eaten alive by Hydras, so we do see 3 gateways being thrown down now, so he will probably halt Phoenix production after probably the next Phoenix, maybe go up to 4 or 5. And it looks like he will get a Queen kill, so I mean it's a little bit worth it, but one Phoenix can actually do this job. The Void Ray will be able to kill it on its own. And now we see the Phoenix coming, or the Hydras coming over, and this is where it's going to get scary for EGAxslav. He did lose a Phoenix and a Void Ray, and that's huge at this position. And that's why I said that Stargate units, as soon as these Hydras actually get out, if you're only going one Stargate, it's just not that effective. It's really just to force that Hydra production and now go into Colossus and be able to hard counter that. Do we even see a Roach Warren yet? It looks like just a Spire. So he could actually go into mass Muta production from this. But he is getting +1 range upgrade, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, we do see the Roach Warren coming down now. I'm just going to delay those Roaches a little bit. Actually, EGAxslav floating a lot of money right now. Trying to get this third base up. It looks like the Speedlings did force a cancel on something here. Or possibly mispositioned pylon, I'm not exactly sure what got canceled there, but... And another one of those Phoenix falling for not really any damage being done. He is scouting this 4th base from Fruitdealer, but there's not really anything that EGAxslav can do right now. You see his army consists of 4 sentries, 1 stalker, and 2 Phoenix. There's no way he's ever going to be able to put pressure on this. And likewise, Fruitdealer can actually put a ton of pressure on this 3rd right now. These 2 Colossus coming out right now are going to actually help a lot. We did see him go up to 2 Robo. Could have happened a lot earlier if he would have halted Phoenix production a little bit sooner. So those 2 Colossus are going to force these Zerglings and Hydralisks back, and now we're going to have to see a bunch of Corruptors being made. I'd like to see a couple Roaches added in to be able to tank for those Hydras and Zerglings until those Colossus actually get shot down by the Corruptors. And we do see 8 Roaches being produced now. And just a ton of Colossus are actually going to be added in here with these double Robos. But there won't be a huge gateway unit army to support them. He's going to really need to be able to get that economy going in order to add in those gateway units. We do see a proxy base coming over for Fruitdealer, which I don't mind that at all. It's right in the middle of where Protoss would have to go to this 3rd base to be able to actually get over to this area, so he's pretty much safe to take any of these bases. We do see the Phoenixes coming in once again, trying to pick off a couple more of these drones. Really would like to see this Spore Crawler repositioned to protect the mineral line a little bit more. And we see a ton of Roaches coming out. Actually maxing out now on Roaches is Fruitdealer, and he's going to be doing a huge push through the middle. And I'm not sure if EGAxslav actually going to be able to defend this, and actually a two-pronged attack with drops and a ton of roaches going to come into the third base. These Corruptors a little bit caught out of position. If the Colossus stayed back to defend against these roaches, he would do a lot better. But nonetheless, we see all these Zerglings going to come in here, and these Colossus actually killing off one of the Corruptors, or one of the, excuse me, the Corruptors taking out one of the Colossus. Going to have two Colossus fall here. And that was actually pretty nice for Fruitdealer, taking out a lot of supply from EGAxslav for absolutely no cost from the Zerg, just those couple units he dropped in. And now he's also going to get this Nexus snipe over at the third base, doing a lot of damage as well over there. I really wanted to see him pull back after that. He's going to lose a lot of these roaches for absolutely no damage here. And that's definitely something that EGAxslav needs right now, is to be able to have these Colossus make short work of these roaches. Getting quite a few Stalker kills as well, but these roaches are going to get cleaned up. And if he really was going to continue with that attack, I wish that the Corruptors were positioned over in this area somewhere to be able to do a flank on these Colossus. And now we're going to see another wave of an attack with the Corruptors now. And Fruitdealer constantly remaxing here. Going to take out one of those Colossus very quick. Only one Colossus left for EGAxslav, and these roaches might be able to actually break through here, but it looks like it's going to take a couple more waves from Fruitdealer to actually be able to break this. These Phoenixes are falling down now, but so are the Corruptors, so. But we still see an 80 supply advantage for the Zerg. Going to come in here, probably snipe off the Nexus again. Looks like he is just going to try to back out, though. Well, he's kind of not making up his mind whether he wants to engage or back out. But we see a ton of Zerglings actually being produced. That's, I don't know if that's a good thing for him to do, as we see Colossus are going to be added in very quickly with these double Robos, and that's going to really eat these Zerglings alive. I'm possibly going to go for a drop, though. It looks like we will see a drop come out along with these Zerglings. Probably going to come in here and try to deny this third base from coming up yet again. So here come the Overlords, going to be dropping in, and we see a huge attack coming into the natural at the same time. Going to be able to catch this army a little bit out of position. EGAxslav responding to this pretty well, but I don't think he's got enough in the natural to be able to actually defend this. There's no Colossus here, and these Hydras just ripping out all the gateway units. And it looks like GG from EGAxslav, and Fruitdealer is going to take game 1. So I'll jump into the next game in just a second. If you want to check that out, go to blip.tv/FrenzyStarcraft, and thanks for watching.